Well, have you caught the spring cleaning bug yet? Now is the perfect time to clear out all those places that you've stuffed things in over the winter. And there's no better place to start than in the kitchen. Lots of people have pantries that look like this, full of canned goods and boxes of likely stale cereal. Wouldn't you rather come home every day to this? Well, the man that can make it happen is here with us today, Michael Saunders, owner of Shelf Genie of Columbus. Good to see you again, Michael.
It's always great to be here, Robin.
So in a nutshell, Michael, we always like to start by kind of explaining to people what Shelf Genie is all about if they've not heard of you before.
So Shelf Genie of Columbus is actually a custom product that we do. We do pull-out shelving for your existing pantries, kitchens. It doesn't matter where the space is. Because we're custom, we can put a shelf anywhere.
And you have solutions for places big and small, like you mentioned, under cabinets, big pantries. So let's start with that pantry. And what are some of the biggest problems you see?
Well, this time of year with pantries, think about what you've been cooking all winter and the things you've been buying all winter. Well, now the weather's getting nice and everybody's getting their grills out. So you're going to start going and buying barbecue sauce and marinades and all that kind of stuff to grill. So you're changing everything you're buying, but you still have all that stuff left over from the winter. And more than likely, you got the stuff from last summer behind that.
Right.
So it's time to clean that out. It's time to get us to come out there, gain you some more space, gain you access to everything so that you know what you've got.
And it's all about organizing what you have. And one of the things that I think is interesting is people don't just put food in their pantry. So even though you mention all these things that relate to food, people use it for all kinds of stuff.
You know, you never know what you're going to walk into in a home. Some homes are really big. They've got all kinds of space in their kitchen for all their stuff. And some people we walk in and literally they've got one kitchen cabinet and a pantry. So we got to use that pantry for not only food, but we got to use it to store pots and pans sometimes, crock pots, things like that, because they have no space to put that anywhere else.
Or the very fitting file cabinet, which makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
Hey, whatever
absolutely.
the case may be, right? So when you go into somebody's home, before you clean everything out, you like to see it like those before pictures.
Oh,
you like
absolutely.
to see the mess, right?
Absolutely. If you clean the mess up, I don't know what I'm there to fix. So we want to see the mess. We want to see the way you're living, the way you're using the kitchen, so we can truly identify the problem. We can see the types of things you're storing, how you're using it, and we can design around you.
And that leads us right into the fact that every single solution that you provide is custom for that specific person, that specific room, in that exact area of their home, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I say this to people all the time. I can walk into a home that has two identical kitchens, and the design I'm going to do is going to be different for each of those kitchens because it's designed around that client, the items that client stores, and how that client cooks and uses their kitchen.
And you've mentioned before, even things as simple as somebody who may not be as tall, they can't reach certain things up high, or somebody who is getting to be elderly and wants things more accessible to them.
Yeah, I mean, I dealt with a client this past week she had literally had 2 knee replacements and 2 shoulder replacements. She said she was bionic. So you know, we're dealing with her not being able to get down on her knees to get in the back of those cabinets and making sure that she can get access to all this stuff.
Describe some of the things that you can do with a simple pantry, because I've seen some amazing things you do with everything from the jars to the cans.
Well, what we do different in a pantry, say a drywall pantry you walk into in most homes, it's got wire shelving in it. It's about half the depth of the pantry, and it's evenly spaced. So all the spaces between the shelves are the same.
Right.
You start stacking things on that, the wire shelves, things don't set right, things are falling all over the place. We come in and look at what you're storing. First thing we're going to do is make all the pull-out shelves we put in the full depth of the pantry. So we're gaining you space there. Then we're going to start to look at the heights of the items you're purchasing and you're storing in there. We're going to eat up all that dead space and start to compress the space between shelves. When we do that, I am normally at least doubling the amount of storage space someone has in that pantry.
And if they only have the pantry, like you've mentioned, for storage, that is a huge difference in their kitchen.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people too, as you mentioned, with those wire shelves, they can start to droop if you put a lot of things on them. They can be thin, not really hold a lot of weight. Your shelves are very different.
Our shelves will hold 100 pounds when fully extended. And I'll have people look at me, well, how much is 100 pounds? Think about 100 pounds. That's basically 100 cans.
Okay.
You know, each can's 12 ounces.
There you go.
Put 100
An easy
of them
way.
on there.
Yeah. You have a great deal for us if somebody is looking into this and thinking this is the time I need to get things organized.
Absolutely. The normal special that we run, advertised special we run, is 50% off installation. For Daytime Columbus viewers, I'm doubling that and making that free installation. All they have to do is mention that they saw us on Daytime Columbus when they call.
You cannot beat free. So thank you, Michael, for bringing that to us and all of our viewers today.
All right, thank you for having me.